Hola chicos, bienvenidos a otra lección para la clase de Español 1. Today we'll be covering the Spanish alphabet. And so hopefully you've seen that video that I posted during the first week of class. And it is important to know your alphabet, right? And the sounds that they make because in Spanish, uh, every letter it has its own sound and it doesn't really change like we do in like the letters do in English, right? Sometimes they change depending on the word. In Spanish, usually when you see a word, you just have to sound out each letter and then you'll be able to read it. Okay. So again, in Spanish, all letters have one sound in most cases. And so let's learn them together. Vamos a aprender nuestro abecedario. And you can find el abecedario o el alfabeto en español en la página 18. So this is what you're going to see, right? So we have A, and on the connect page, if you see this icon here, the headphones, that means that you can press on it and you'll be able to hear it and practice it. Okay, so this is what you're going to see. And a couple of things to know is that in the previous alphabet, we had letters like che, eye, ñ, y, r. All these four were part of the alphabet. However, we don't see them here anymore because they were removed from la Real Academia de la Lengua Española. And so they don't make part of or they don't form part of the alphabet anymore. However, we are still going to learn them in this class because it is important to know for spelling reasons and for pronunciation reasons, okay? And so we have A, you can repeat it here. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, Ñ, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. And for some of these, they have two or they have different names like B or B grande, Y latina, V, V chica, but I call it V, just V, W or V doble, and you have Y, I say Y, but you can also call it Y, okay? Or I guess Ñ is still part of the alphabet still. So che, ella, and R were removed. Ñ, I don't know why we circled it here, but Ñ has its special sound, right? So Ñ. And the thing that you see on top of the N that makes it an Ñ is like a tilde, but it has a really like weird name that I'm not gonna make it on it. But every time you're using the Ñ, please make sure you add the little wiggly line on top. So if you saw the video, you know that there was a song, right? So it goes A, B, C, D, E, F. And in this song, I do have the che, okay? And I do have the ella as well. We have ñ, and we have r and r, okay? And so the difference between r and r is the sound. So ere, when it's just one in between a word, it has a really soft sound. So it makes ere, right? When you see a double R in the middle of a word, it makes a strong sound. So this is when you would roll your R. So the r, right? Carro. Say car, carro, right? If you would say caro and or roll your eyes when you say car in español, carro, then the meaning of a word would change, right? Even if you spell it, if you don't spell it with two R's, carro, then you would just spell caro, and that means something different. It means expensive, right? And so let's go through that song And I'm gonna say it first, and then I'm gonna go, when I go like this, that means you sing the song, okay? So let's try it first, and then we'll do a double take and see if you can remember it with me. So again, it's going to be just listen to it right now, and then the second round we'll practice it. Okay? So it goes like this. A, B, C, Ch, D, E, F, A, B, C, Ch, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, G, H, I, J, K, L, L, E, J, M, N, N, and then there's a pause, right? So you go E, M, N, N, O, B, M, N, N, O, B, QRRST, QRRST, UVW, UVW, X, X, Y, and then Z, Z, yo sé mi alfabeto. Ole! All right. So we're going to do that one more time and see if you can do that. Okay, let me see. ¿Están listos? Are you not ready? Are you all ready? Así que vamos a cantar el abecedario. Okay, so again, when I go like this, I'm reading it. When I go like this, that means you are singing it. Okay, okay. So my turn. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, E, Y, M, N, N, O, P, QRRST, UVW, X, Y, Z. And we're going to end with yo sé mi alfabeto. Ole! So that means I know my alphabet. All right. Ole. Okay. And so, why do we need to know the alphabet? Again, it helps us with reading a word or just reading a sentence or a paragraph, but you also need to know how to spell, right? Be able to spell your last name. For ejemplo, ¿cómo se escribe tu apellido, right? How do you spell your last name? Well, mi apellido, my last name, se escribe Larios, right? Larios. If I were to spell Pelayo, mi apellido se escribe Pelayo. Okay. So here, right? Di cómo se escriben los nombres. So you're gonna have some practice, like on page 18, activity A, right? ¿Cómo se escribe Villa? How do you spell Villa? Right? Instead of saying Villa, vamos a decir, ¿cómo se escribe Villa? Villa se escribe Viaja. So see, even here in the example, even the double L that they removed from the alphabet, I still, when I spell it, I say Viaja, right? I'm using the name ella. I'm not using LL, right? I'm using ella. And so you get to practice that to make sure that you know how to spell um, your name and your first name. These are going to be part of your quiz. So make sure that you know how to spell at least your name and your last name. If you need to re-practice or learn the alphabet, replay this video so you can learn the song, or you can just use the song that I have posted or provided for you in the first week that has that YouTube video with the same song or identical song. So yeah, Practice your alphabet, chicos, okay? And make sure the differences between R and R. So again, if you have, let me just, so you can see it. If you have a word like carro, this means car, right? Caro, expensive, okay? So see how even just taking one R away changes the meaning. So this one, the R has a strong sound. Okay, this is when you roll your R's. When there's a one R, it is a soft sound. But these are only when they are in the middle of a word, okay? You're never going to have a word that starts with double R. That's only in the middle of the word, like carro, okay? However, if you have the R at the beginning of a word, then it has a strong sound, right? The beginning of a word, it has a strong sound. So this is when you would roll your R's. So like the word respetuoso, respectful, right? Él es un chico respetuoso. He's a respectful young man. The word respetuoso, even though it has one R, but because it's at the beginning, it has a strong sound. So you would roll the R, right? Again, this is only for R's that are in the middle of a word, so are in between vowels. Okay, so carro, caro, respetuoso at the beginning of a word. Okay, vale, chicos, nos vemos. Tomen notas. Again, practice your alphabet and know how to spell your name and your last name. You have practices on the assignments, but you can also find practices on your textbook if you need additional help. Okay, chicos, that was it for this lecture. Hasta luego. Ciao.